Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Down to Earth podcast. Yes, we said it, Down to Earth
For the two.
podcast. I'm your first co-host, Demario Daryl Crosby. This is your second co-host,
Jeremy Jordan.
Mr. Jeremy Jordan himself. How are you today, brother?
Doing good. Happy Sunday. Got a little time change. Got an extra hour of sleep. I'm in a good mood. You look like you're crying.
Oh no, I'm not
You
crying.
okay?
I'm good, brother. I'm big chilling.
Let's switch it this time. Let's hear about your week first. Weekend review, a little weekend action.
Gotcha. The week has been kind of had its ups and downs. Couple interviews, couple different things. Waiting to hear back from that. Going out, got a lot of stuff from. Person had passed away, sadly, and I got the opportunity to go into the house and like just look at different stuff and see if I wanted it before they threw a lot of stuff away. So got a lot of good stuff to sell, which was actually pretty decent. What else? I did buy the new Tom Cruise movie on DVD now. Mission Impossible. So
Emotional purchase, huh?
Oh yeah, definitely. Had that. Set up a day to watch it with my pops and just kick it with him, so that'd be decent. What else? There was a wake I went to. My brother just actually got married, which I'm gonna go into some points about that in a couple minutes or so. But overall, pretty decent. Can't complain. How about you?
Good. Another busy week, like usual. I feel like this week went by a lot faster. I had a lot more up north, down south closing, so my days were a little less work, a little more driving, a little more tiring. Just always on the road and there for half hour, 45 minutes, and then right back on the road for an hour, hour and a half. So this week flew. I woke up and it was daylight savings time, extra hour of sleep. That felt good. Game on Friday. OG Fortnite map dropped. That was cool. Everybody's still game heads. But it was fun to go back with that. That was cool. And then, yeah, here we are.
Gotcha.
Not too much to report.
It's always good, right? I can't complain about that. Like I said, I did want to go into a point. It got me thinking. So I went to a wake. I'm not going to say whose wake or anything like that, but went to a wake and just went through that process. Haven't been through that process in a good minute, low key. And going through it just made me think. I was like, wow, life is long, but it's also short at the same time. Long because, the person passed away at the age of 40, which is not, it's not too old, but that's still a long time. But it was short because it's only 40.
Right.
So it's like, damn, like, okay. But it just put in perspective of, like, damn, like death can happen to anybody around. You could see somebody one day and they're fine, laughing, and chilling with you, blah, 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 blah. And then the next day, they're in the coffin. So, it's definitely something to think about. And it just made me think of just, making sure I'm taking care of myself, like, overall, bro, just my health, my mental health, and just making sure I'm in good shape and good condition. And if I have like stuff going on or something that I'm worried about, whatever, I should get it checked out and be like, all right, I need to stay on top of this shit,
Facts.
So, and it was very interesting to see yesterday. There was a lot of fucking people at the place. And I was just thinking, and this person wasn't like famous or anything like that, or did anything that was like, I probably did some extraordinary things. I don't know for sure, but nothing that's like everyone heard about. Oh, Elon Musk or something like that. Right. But this person still had a huge impact because, bro, at one point it was we were like standing in line to get inside, and I was like, damn, this feel like a club. Right,
I'm about to say line to get inside. Yeah, I've never been to one like that.
And everyone came in, and the room was just packed, bro. Like with just so many people, and I'm just like, damn, all these people for one person. But it just shows that like that one individual person left an impact on all these people. And don't get me wrong, obviously, like there's family members of then significant others of people, so that adds to the number. But it still was just a lot of people, and a lot of people were sad and stuff like that. So I don't know, it's just interesting to see, and it just had me thinking just about like making sure I'm taking care of myself, making sure other people around me are taking care of themselves too. Because if let's just say if somebody important to me goes, it's like, damn, like I never had
right.
that.
It's an effect
like,
on you.
Know what I mean?
Right.
I never had that, so I was like, fuck, like even for the person that did lose that person, I was like, damn, like their life is flipped upside down. Like it's a new start. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of whatever. So I was just thinking about that and being like, fuck. And I thought I should share some light on that and Take care of yourself, man.
So you going to the doctor on Monday, huh?
Who, me? No,
We
I
get checked
already
out?
went yesterday.
Oh,
What did you say?
He could not wait. He said, "Run my blood test now."
But yeah. So I was just thinking about that. Any thoughts on that, or because I mean, it's been. I think the last time I really went to a wake and like a funeral service, all that was when my grandpa passed. I think and that was a minute ago.
I can't remember the last time I went was a minute ago too. I might have been my grandpa too. But that was a long time ago.
Yeah.
But no, I mean the same point. I mean it's always take care of yourself. That's always good. But you know you can't stop the random things from happening.
Oh, yeah.
You know the drunk driver that hits you on a Saturday night while you're driving home and all types of wild stuff like that. But if I can minimize the ways that I die, I want to take all those precautions I can. Eating healthy, staying active, you know, making sure my mental's right and I don't have any stuff going on that route that I can control. But you know, everything else, like, you know, airplane could crash out of the sky, hit us where we're recording right now. You can't really do much about that.
I can't.
What are you gonna do, bro?
jumping.
Airplane comes where? We're in a box.
I'm out the door.
No, but yeah, I don't really have too much more on that point. You know, life is. I do like the saying that, you know, everybody says life is short, but I like saying both ways. Life is short, but it's also long. You know, it's long in the sense that it's many years. Short in the aspect that you only get to live it once.
Mm-hmm.
But I never really agreed with people that are like, oh, you only live once, and use that as an excuse to make bad decisions over and over and over and over again. Like the whole YOLO, you know, the whole
Drake.
No, just
I
in
didn't
high
make
school
that
and
up.
stuff. YOLO. No, just the idea of that saying of YOLO. Like,
Right,
oh,
they
you only
made-
live once. Let's go get fucked up. And then it's like
They
you
made
use
that
it.
up, though. That's all I was saying.
Are you
Like,
sure they made that up?
I'm positive.
Hey, shout
Are
out
you
Drake,
serious?
man.
Scared.
No, but I never really agreed with that part of it. Using that as an excuse to just do dumb shit over and over again and put yourself in positions where like, oh, well, you know, I only live once. Fuck it, let's do it.
So you ain't about that life, huh?
Not if it's going to risk
Yeah,
ending it
just
early.
depend on what it is.
Now, if it's a party bus we about to be on, it's like, YOLO. Shout out Leaf.
Come on, party
Oh,
bus.
man.
Anyway, kind of going into a point off of that.
The party bus?
No,
Oh,
not
gotcha.
that. Off of
He just trying
the
to party.
death thing. But did want to give a shout out to my brother, Daryl. He did just get married yesterday.
Congratulations.
Congratulations to you, big dog. For sure, 100%. Proud of you.
Till death do us part.
You know what I mean? I had a dilemma with that the other day, though. Because I had to wake, and then, you know, he told me he was getting married and everything. And I'm like, fuck, bro. Like, I don't want to miss that, you know, or whatever like that. So I had a decision to make because I had to be somewhere on time. And I already like committed to that and everything.
Yeah.
But I was like, fuck, it's family members, so I gotta be there, da 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 da. So I was just thinking about, you know, I don't know if a lot of people have like a personal value list, but I have at least just like 10 values that they help me make decisions now. Because I would say, I mean, I think you can attest to this. Back in the day, like me with time, like I was just like, fuck it, like I'll be there when I be there type deal, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't ever if you're gonna tell me to be there at 10, I'll be like, all right, 10:30 sounds decent to me, you know what I'm saying?
I hate that shit.
So now instead of just like doing that, I'm okay, well, I already committed to this, so if let's just say my value is integrity, right? And integrity means just stand on business, you know what I'm saying? Why do you keep saying that? But so I told them that I would be there at 10:30. So I'm like, oh shit, like, you know, I'm gonna get here at this place for this X amount of time, and then I have to leave at this time. And usually, what I would do, like especially if it's with family, I would say that I'll be at the other place, and then let's say I get to the place where my brother got married, and it goes a little bit over. I'm like, a little bit of time, be alright. I'll be able to just, you know, whip over there real quick, but. Now I'm like, okay, well, I already made this promise, and that's one of my values. And if I want to honor that value, I need to be able to either get both done without conflicting the other, or not even do one, and just stick to that.
Stick to your original commitment.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I was thinking about that, and I was just like, you know, life is going to happen where two important things is going to come up, and like you got to make a decision based off of, okay, well, either your values or I don't know. How do you make decisions, I guess?
You
Like,
know,
what do
the
do?
hardest part about that is, especially when it's two big decisions like that, for
Yeah,
example,
that was huge.
I find it hard to make the decision of what I want to do because I always know what I want to do. That's always the first thing that pops up in your head of, okay, this is what I want to do. But then the thoughts creep in of how's everybody else going to feel about that. And it's not even about caring about what other people think. It's because it's the people that you care about the most on, like, you know, two sides of this needs to be done over here at this time and this also needs to be done over here at that time. I know what I want to do deep down, but then I kind of weigh how these people would feel, blah, 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 how these people would feel, blah, 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 and I might base it off of that. I haven't had that lately, but I would like to think that if it did happen, I'm going to go all in on what I want to do and just live with however everybody feels about the decision that I'm making for myself, regardless of which path it is. Because somebody's going to be upset and somebody's going to be happy. And that's not even in this scenario, that's in life in general.
Yeah, everyday life. For sure.
So I'd like to think that I would be all in on what I said, and you know that whole, you know, fuck everybody else, who cares what other people think. But at the end of the day, you can't really live like that all the time.
No.
If you do, then you're going to be alone, and you know nobody wants to be alone.
Shit.
You digging deep.
but no, seriously though, because.
But do you do that? Did you think like, okay, how are these people going to feel if I just say no because I have a agreement with this?
So that's why, like, that was what I was going back and forth with, right? Because, you know, it was told to me a little bit later, you know, not later, but like a short notice that, you know, he was getting married and the other plan's already in stake. So I was just thinking, I'm like, shit, like if I don't keep my promise or commitment to this person, how's that going to affect that person plus other people? But if I don't make it to my family's fucking thing, how's that going to affect them and be like, oh, he wasn't down for me, da-da-da. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's a lot of different things, but I was able to go in the middle, which is I say my values, and I'm just like, well, my value is integrity, you know, family, and, you know, just.
But you were able to make them both work too. Usually that doesn't happen.
Correct.
Usually
and that's where that, like, that value gave me that clarity. I just said, okay, well, 100% I'm going to the wake. But I'm like, also, I need to figure out what time it starts, when it's going to happen, like, find as much as I can to see how I can fit it and how it can work and the distance between. And yeah, but I made it work. I don't know. The biggest thing for me was afterwards because I didn't actually get to see them actually, like, whatever, but I was still there. And that's what my brother said. That's all that mattered is I was there. But, like, in my head, at first, I was just like, I'm cool with, like, missing it, whatever. Like, I know they'll take a video and I know I was there, da-da-da. But it was when I got in the car. When I got in the fucking car and I was fucking driving away, an emotional fucking, everything was emotional. I couldn't do anything logical. I was just thinking, and I'm like, fuck, I just missed.
Can't believe I missed that.
I just missed the best fucking moment of his life. I mean, it could be, this could be the start of that moment, but it was an important moment, whatever. I missed it. I couldn't see it. Like, I was a little blue, you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna lie, but to go back to what you missed
my wedding, you might as well just skip.
Just to go back to the saying, like, you know, at first, before the event and everything, I was just like, okay, like, it was all logical. Everything was logical. But then after, when I was driving away, I was like...
Because that always comes at some point. It's just, if it's going to happen before, in the middle, or after.
And it's like, I had no control of it. It just happened. And I was just like, look at this, motherfucker.
So then, you don't have to answer this, but when the initial request of the two things that you were weighing out in your head came out, did you snap to an answer right away of how to just say either yes to both, no to one, no to the other?
Well, yeah, my first thing was to, I'm going to the thing I committed to. Like, I already committed to that. This is short notice, so I have to either play around or not be there. Which, that's what I, like, told everybody. I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to make it, because I'm not trying to...
So that was the first, that was the initial answer, was I don't know if I'm... Okay,
cool. Because I don't want to overextend myself anymore. That's something I always used to do is, oh, we got to do this day too, and, like, I'll plan two things on the same day.
I'm at everything,
You know what I mean? And then, where you at? Give me, like, 5.
Right, and then...
50 minutes later, he did, apology. So instead of overextending myself, I wanted to just fucking do that.
It used to be hard like that for me too now, but I think I'm on maybe a year now, maybe a little longer than a year of actually putting everything on my calendar on my phone with notifications.
Yeah, it's a good thing.
It's like every day I'm looking at my calendar to see what my week is, and not even work stuff, because work is that set 8 hours of the day. But it's like, okay, Saturday I got this poker tournament that I got to go to. That's going to be from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. And then we got this party bus that we're doing at 8 p.m. to midnight.
You
And
love
then,
that party
Sunday
bus.
we're recording from this time to this time. So I have everything. And even when somebody sends me something new, I instantly add it onto my calendar. So that way, because in my life, when I don't put something down but I'll agree to it, that's when something else ends up popping up that I'm like, oh yeah, I'll totally be there. But then I'm like, fuck, 2 weeks ago I told them that I was going to be doing this. So I've been really good at minimizing that a lot with putting everything down. And especially with the real estate stuff now and fitting in showings. Because like if a showing's in the city, that's taking up 4 hours of my time. It's an hour drive there. We're going to be doing that for a half hour, hour and a half, and then it's an hour drive back. So the second something comes into my life outside of my work schedule, I do everything I can to throw it on the calendar, and that's been really, really useful for me.
Nice.
So I recommend that if anybody hasn't been doing that.
Nice.
I can't do the written calendars anymore, like just up on the wall, because then I can't know what's going on unless I'm at the house looking at the wall.
Let's see, low-key. Like I have one in the house. It's a white erase board one. So I use that when I'm in the house. But yeah, I use.
Well, you used to use that one in the apartment too.
Yeah.
And put stuff on there.
I've been using the app Calendly or something.
The shared calendar.
Yeah, no, not that one. I do use that too, just for like me and my girl.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was.
That's what I really do.
But yeah, I can't have this stuff out at home because then it's like I'm not at home 99% of the days.
I'll let you know.
Let me check my calendar. They love saying old heads. Let me check my calendar. Get back.
I got a little mini one if I could do all out. But I do wanted to go into one of the points that you kind of were talking about. The last point there before I go into like the little quote, I'll say that for the end.
Yeah, so I'll go into that one a little bit. So on the topic of like plans coming up and having to make decisions, and then also fitting all of that stuff into your normal day-to-day routine of, because if you set a routine of your full Monday through Sunday that has to do with you and maybe say your significant other, like if it is really hard to include all of the outer stuff. Like, oh, this birthday party that's coming up, plus this wedding that's this week, on top of this meeting that I'm going to have with this friend that I haven't seen in a while, on top of this, on top of that. And then, not including the days where you just need to like check out of society and like just do your own thing, whether it's game all day, whether it's turn your phone off for the day, lay in bed all day and do anything in that. I think just the other day, I had not a bad day, but I didn't get anything done that I wanted to outside of work. And I was like, damn, I can't keep having days like this because I feel like I'm setting myself so behind, and then mentally deteriorates me a little bit that I'm like, well, what the fuck am I doing with my life? And it just compounds into like kind of like a depression in a way. And what I did was I pulled out my calendar, and why are you laughing? That's crazy.
I didn't laugh.
See,
I did this. Look.
Fake. But what I did was I took one and I divided it by 365 days. And what that is, it's 1 day out of a year, and the math comes out to 0.27%. And the reason why that's so significant is because, not everything's going to come right away. And to your point of making decisions off of personal values and sticking with the plan and everything around what you're trying to build, you're going to have bad days. You're going to have days where you might be backtracking. You might have days where you're not doing anything to go towards your goal at all. And I think it's important to kind of break that down mathematically. And 0.27% is nothing. You having a bad day here and there is 0.25% of your entire year. 4 bad days in that year is only 1% of that entire year. And when you look at it like that, it makes it a lot more insignificant of having bad days. And I think that's okay, because there's no such thing as a perfect 365 days. That's it. You got I thought you were gonna hop in right there.
Well, folks, that's it.
I thought you were gonna hop in.
Yeah, no, that's a very good point, and it's definitely good doing that math, because that's nothing compared to the whole entire thing, the whole entire pie. I'm trying to say that.
and I just want to put out there too that that's just 1 year. Yeah. We're not talking about like the 5-year plan, the 10-year plan, because you do that. We're in a 0.0001%. Yeah. So if you're just breaking stuff off by a year, like that's insignificant.
Yeah.
You could be sick for a week and you're not even at 2% of your entire year. You still got 98% of that left.
Wow, man. But no, that's good, and that's good that you do that and break that down, so you don't go into those like really deep depression states. Because like I said, being behind in life and not doing the stuff that you're doing, it definitely can affect you in huge ways. And once they hear start spinning, it's over. See. But
I'm spiraling out of control.
Hey.
Oh man, that's terrible.
But I did want to leave off on this point. And I saw this on Instagram. It said, "Stick with the plan. You knew it wouldn't be easy." And I like that because, there's been goals that you have had for an awfully long time. There are goals that I had for an awfully long time. And, when you see people in positions of success, not just money or just like doing something great, whatever, like who knows what that process looked like. And there were probably, like you said, there were moments where they felt behind. There was moments where they went through that depression state. There's they do like a little picture or whatever of, they say life, right? It's not supposed to be like this. Life is going to be like this for you to get to that point, right? And just
kind of like the heartbeat thing.
Yeah, literally, exactly like that. And I just love that quote because, again, everything that I'm trying to do and like trying to build and everything, it's been going fucking spirals. Like my original goal has been the same for a while, but I have been led on so many different paths. Working at Best Buy, working in trucking, working here, working there, like doing what I'm doing now. Like it's just all this stuff is compounding and it's helping me get to that point because there's so much stuff that I have to learn that are going to be taught the hard way, or going to be taught the easy way, going to be taught whatever. And just knowing and just coming back to stick to the plan. I knew it wouldn't be easy because if it was easy, then it wouldn't be worth it. And yeah.
That's life right there, huh?
Yeah. I thought that was it, man.
You gotta be emotional.
We'll grab you a tissue in a second, but yeah, that's really it for this episode, everybody. What is this, episode 20 something?
I think we're on 27.
27?
So officially past the 6-month mark of every week, sticking to the plan.
So I did want to say,
jumping into the next level.
Yeah, I did want to say with that, like, there's been that's a lot of episodes for us to keep going and keep consistent. So I just wanted to say thank you and thank myself
you too,
for being in this position and doing it and sticking to it. I know it hasn't been easy. I'm a little under the weather right now, you know what I'm saying? And I'm still here, though. Why is he?
We're still putting in that work. Yeah, I'm just pulling up our podcast schedule. Looks like tomorrow we have the Nike sponsorship meeting. Wednesday, Monster and G Fuel. And then on Friday, Microsoft. Is that Elon next week? Oh, that's Elon with Tesla next week.
You know what I'm about to do?
You about to clap. Oh.
But no, thank you guys for always watching. Thank you guys for tuning in. Like I said, we're going to be going into the next levels of the podcast sooner than later. So we love that you guys actually get to see that. And again, thank you for everything, watching, commenting, subscribing. And yeah, we'll see you guys next week.
Peace.
Peace.